Well, good morning to many. It's Sunday, day 8 of the Quarantine Cocktail Show, special brunch edition, as you can obviously tell. But we're here to have a little fun this morning, so I hope you're ready. It's Sunday. It's time to just kick back and relax. Today's special, I don't know any better drink on a Sunday brunch day than a Bloody Mary. So let's do a quarantine Bloody Mary. Step this way. I know people are saying, Paul, you got to get out of the bomb shelter. I mean, at some point, we're not allowed, folks, but we'll try to sneak out later this week, I promise. So, now I am by myself this morning because, well, it's only 11:30 and everybody else is still sleeping because that's what you do. The biggest decision you have to make now is what am I going to wear to the living room? So anyway, today, Bloody Mary Day. One of my favorites. One of the best parts about a Bloody Mary is that you can pretty much do whatever you want with them. So the one thing that we got to have, and Bloody Mary mix. Now, a lot of people would just take a straight Bloody Mary mix and say, okay, we're good to go. Actually, the one thing I always recommend is you want to spice it up. Even if you get the spicy version of a Bloody Mary mix, it's still worthwhile to make sure that you add a little bit of stuff to it. So this could be a long show if I can't even get the bottle open. So bear with me. People are still coming on. So anyway, here's the recipe. Now I like to mix a Bloody Mary before we put it into the glass. So get a little bit of ice. Here's your recipe. It's about 4 parts Bloody Mary mix, 2 parts vodka. So we're gonna go 4 parts. Now I like the Zing Zang. If you've not used it, it's a great one. It's I know people are like, probably be a purist, Paul. Get some tomato juice, make your own sauce. I get it, but you know what? It's Sunday. I'm not really gonna work that hard. So Zing Zang is probably the best of any of these that you can just go grab. Very delicious. So 4 parts there, 2 parts vodka. Don't skimp on your vodka, folks. Whatever you got, use it. But again, I'm going back to my friends from North Carolina. Tiny Cat Vodka. Thanks. And we're gonna go 2 parts on the vodka. And Tiny Cat, I don't know if you noticed this, but I think I just used the last part of my Tiny Cat. So I'm reaching out to you, Tiny Cat. Tell me how I can get this shipped to my home. All right, so there's our Tiny Cat vodka. So that's our main part. Now what we want to do is grab another glass. We're gonna have to give this a little quick mix, right? Start off. But now, here's where it gets fun. You gotta spice this thing up. So one of the first things, well, let's go with the traditional, a little Worcestershire sauce, or as my dad always used to tell me to call it, what's this here sauce? So give it a couple squirts of that. That's gonna be plenty. Then you're gonna go over, I like them spicy. I gotta tell you, that's my favorite part. One of our favorites is you can go into any hot sauce. I mean, there's only about, 4.8 million different kinds of hot sauce out there right now. I like the green chili habanero sauce, one of our favorites. So again, just a couple little splashes, a little spice. Again, stay with tradition. A little bit of horseradish, ground horseradish, throw a plop in there. That's fantastic stuff. Now, one of the best secrets I ever learned to make a fantastic Bloody Mary, you're not gonna believe me on this, red wine. Just a splash of red wine. I don't know what it does, but it makes it taste great. Now, our friends, we're gonna go with, and I hope they don't hate me, because this wine, it's Skeleton Root Winery. It's out of here, local in Ohio, Cincinnati. They import grapes, make their own wines. I hope you don't mind. I'm not trying to bastardize your wine, because obviously we would drink this whole bottle by itself, but just, I'm gonna use a little bit of it. Just, man, I'm telling you, that little bit of wine makes a big difference. Now, we have everything in there. Pepper, gotta have pepper. We'll shake that. Now we're gonna go back. Now we'll give it our final shake. All right, all the good stuff in there. Haven't forgot anything. We're good. Boom. Now Next step, we got to get our glasses prepped. Glasses prepped, biggest part. This is really where you have some fun. First thing you have to do is you need to get those glasses rimmed. I don't want to shock anybody here, but can you imagine what we might do? A lot of people are like, oh, Paul, this is easy. You're going to go celery salt. Celery salt's what you use. No, not when you're doing a quarantine Bloody Mary. And for God's sakes, not in today's world of COVID-19. Folks, there's not a lot of vitamin C in this thing, so we're going to have to use our emergency. All right, a little bit on the plate. And then you're just going to get a nice little rim on your glass. Boom. That's how you start it off. A little bit more ice. Now, let's get our beverage in there before the real fun starts. Oh my goodness. I don't know you, this is breakfast in a glass. Now, here's the fun part. You don't make a Bloody Mary and just drink a Bloody Mary. This is where you jazz them up. Everybody jazzes them up. What do I like to use? I like a nice mix. I like olives. So we'll put some olives on the skewer. A little cheese. That's our dairy for the morning. So we'll put some cheese on there. How about some pepperoni? Of course, some pepperoni, Paul. How about a couple more olives, Paul? Yeah, I like it. Let's do it. We've already made this coronavirus perfect. Need a little grape tomato, that is. And let's go one more piece of cheese, all right? Boom. Now, drop that in there. Perfect. Need a piece of celery, of course. Now, when you're cutting your celery, make sure it's longer than the glass so you don't lose it. Now, eventually you will lose your piece of celery because you're going to be, we're going to take, we've got a little bit of lime. We're going to also get a little bit of lemon on here. All right. Pop that on the side of the glass. Let's get our little bit of lemon and lime. Side of the glass. One of the final pieces that you have to do, make some bacon, folks. A little fresh bacon. Boom, pop that right on the side. Bear with me, folks, because if I don't make one of these for my lovely bride, I'll get my butt kicked. And when I can't get out of the house to escape, it's not a good answer. By the way, I won't hold back on the trivia. People often wonder where in the world Bloody Mary's got their name. First reaction, most people want to go Queen Mary numero uno from the 1500s and say that because she was known as Bloody Mary. All the whole Catholic persecution starting in church, it was bloody. Well, anyway, that's a great thought, and some people do believe that's where. My favorite, though, and what I believe to be actually the accurate version of the story, you got to go all the way up to about 1920. There's a bar. It's called the New York Bar, but it wasn't in New York. It was in Paris, and it was the American New York Bar in Paris, now known as Harry's New York Bar, still in Paris. Go visit if you get the opportunity. But anyway, in about 1920, this was like the hangout. Everybody went there. Hemingway, I mean, if Hemingway was there drinking, you know it's a good spot. Anyway, the bartender there was making a drink that a lot of people were making at the time, tomato juice and vodka. And he spiced it up a little bit, though. Hello. And then somebody there said, this reminds me of my girlfriend. Well, his girlfriend's name was Mary, and she was in a cabaret. And in that cabaret, it was the Bloody Bar. And hence, that became Mary's Bloody Bar. The Bloody Mary ensued. I'm going to go with that as the true story. So finish that up. Get my on there. Again, let's be smart. Let's use our math skills that we learned in school. I'm sure they're teaching this to kids, how to measure celery to make sure it fits in a Bloody Mary glass. It's also your stir. Boom, boom. Don't forget this. Oh, gotta tell you, this is probably all the work I'm doing today, and I'm pretty proud of myself. So, sit back, kick back. I suggest everybody enjoy the start of your morning, your quarantine Bloody Mary drink to get you started. Don't drink too many of them because later on we have our regular Sunday episode, our daily episode of the Quarantine Cocktail Show, 7:30 tonight. I'll see you there. Oh God, let me see how I attack this thing. Hold on. That's yours, Denver. There you go. Folks, enjoy. See you later in the night. Be safe. Stay healthy.